Om Shanti. This is Sakar Murli of 30 August 2023. Essence. Sweet children, to take an oath for purity is true Raksha Bandhan. Only once in a cycle does the father tie this Rakhi on your children. Question. Why do those who promise to remain pure receive a signal to stay in yoga? Answer. Because it is with the power of yoga that you can make your atmosphere peaceful. Yoga is the only way for you to give everyone in the whole world the inheritance of peace. You remember the Father in order to spread peace throughout the world. You will remain uninfluenced by Maya to the extent that you remember the Father. The Father's order is, children, be bodiless. Song. O brother, fulfill the responsibility of the bond of this Rakhi. Om Shanti. The unlimited Father's order to you children is remain bodiless, that is, have a faith that you are souls and consider yourself to be spread from your sense organs. The body depends on the soul. When the soul leaves, the body is of no use and is therefore treatmental. And when the soul leaves, the body comes a crop, rubbish. When there is rubbish, it is said, burn this rubbish. The body is useless without a soul. Therefore, I, the soul, am immortal. The body each of you receive to play your part of is mortal. When the soul leaves the body of no use, it begins to smell. A soul without a body remains in silence. The Father explains the original religion of your soul is silence. You know that you souls actually reside in the Supreme Abode, the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul also resident there. When there is sorrow, everyone remembers the Father is saying, free us from this sorrow. It is souls that experience happiness and sorrow. There is many sannyasis etc. who say that souls are immune in any effort of action. However, this is not so. Alloy is mixed in souls. When pure gold has silver mixed into it, it changed from 24 karat gold to 22 carats gold. When impurities are mixed into real gold, the jewel is called the gold plated. The soul is the important thing. The Supreme Father, Supreme Soul is the Father of souls. He comes at this time and says that his children now renounce the consciousness of your body. I am soul. I am going to Father. We are the Pandavas. This is the plan of these Pandavas. First there is the Yadavas, the people of Europe, then the Kauravas, and then there are the Pandavas. The great Mahabharata war definitely takes place, after which there were cries of victory. This Raj Yoga is for the new world of heaven. There were crises of the victory for the Pandavas and everyone else will destroy. There are cries of victory in the golden age. The people of Bharat celebrate the festival of Rakhi. They tie Rakhis. The children now know that your Rakhis are only ties once. Through this which they remains pure for 21 births. Therefore, if one is ties, that Rakhis is definitely needed at the end of the Iron Age. Who comes and ties those Rakhis? Who inspires you to take this promise? The Father himself and his children who are Brahmins. You are true Brahmin. It is the Brahmins who is ties Rakhis. The system of the sister tying Rakhi to her brother, it is false system. Elderly people remember that early a Brahmin priest could come to tie a Rakhi for thread. They never said that you have to remain pure. They won't know that what is meant by purity. Therefore, this festival of Rakhi must surely have its origins in the confluence age. How many years has it been? 5,000 years. The Father comes at the confluence age and these rockies, and we remain pure from the beginning, the golden at the end of the silver age. Then this festival Rakhi begins to the path of devotion. People say that this festival has been celebrated from time immortality, and but it is not so. We only the Rockies once in the every 5,000 years. Since you become impure from the copper age onwards, you have Rockies ties every day, just as people burn Ravan every year. In the same way, they have the Rockies ties every year. In fact, you are the one who understand the meaning of this. The Father comes to say, children, make promise. Nothing happens simply to have Rocky ties. You have to take the oath. Baba, I will now remain pure. And so these festivals are fixed in the drama. There is no need to have rocky ties in the golden and silver ages. This is the viceless world. Now it is your stage of ancient. Later, when you are to descend, we will then have to become Satu Pradhan deities again. The Brahmins say we are now the children of God and we will then become deities. It is Supreme Father, Supreme Soul who make you into those. The incorporeal Supreme Father, Supreme Soul changes you from the humans into deities. Human beings cannot make you those, and people have inserted the name of the human being. They have also depicted Sri Krishna in the copper age. At the end of the iron age, you become pure from impure. Human beings cannot make into those. People have, instead of the name of the human being, they have also depicted Sri Krishna in the copper age. At the end of the iron age, you become the pure from impure. Then the golden age comes. If he were the come into the copper age, the name could have disappeared in the iron age. However, that is wrong. Only when it is wrong does the Father come to put it right. And everyone is now false. Maya is false and bodies are also false. The Father comes and makes us children true. No one tells lies on the golden and silver ages. Here people commit sin and tell lies. Only the Father can transform sinful souls into pure, charitable souls. At the time of the Deepavali, people settle their accounts for the full year. Your account is sin of half a cycle is burnt away, and you began to accumulate an account of the charity. It is only when an accumulate here that you have received the fruit of 21 births. Only by remember the Father will your sins will be absolved. You must not commit any new sin. Each of you has the end your old accounts. Some tells the Father, Baba, I have committed such and such a sin. Acha, half is forgiven. And even if you have committed sins of your childhood of your birth by telling Baba, half your punishment will be cut away. However, you still have to make effort for other half. From your life story of this birth, once you also know that your previous birth, because each soul carries his samskars with him and stage of the soul can be understood. You understand that day by day your stages has been falling. The world continues to become the Tamo Pradhan and sins continue to increase. The purifier Father now comes and ties the Ragi on each of you. That is, he makes you promise to become pure. Time immortal means that even 5,000 years you have these two rocky ties on you and by the Father. Then this custom and system continues to half a cycle. There is great importance given to it. The foremost importance is given to tying the Rakhi. This festival is main one, the highest festival of all of the Shiv Jayanti. No one knows him for the then he comes, and he doesn't then he becomes. Everyone knows that the Abraham, Buddha and Christ come. No one knows the history of geography of what exists before them in the golden and silver ages, how the kingdom of deities was established and how long it lasted. No one knows this. They say that the Lakshmi and Narayan of the golden age were all rich. 16 Celsius degrees full completely voiceless. Lakshmi and Narayan were the impressed and emperor of those. They are their children too. However, no one knows their children. Radha and Krishna were has been falsely shown in the copper age. All of that comes from the imagination of the human beings. They have even allocated the duration of the golden age to hundreds of thousands of years. It cannot be that long. They themselves says that 3000 years before Christ were definitely the kingdom of deities. In this case, how can they estimate the golden age to be so many years long? This is simply thing, but Maya has burnt everyone intellect to stone so that they have completely forgotten that they have deities. When the number one become the Narayan, he doesn't have the knowledge. His knowledge disappeared. The father says, I am now giving you children for the becoming the deities from the human beings. What more can be taught once become the deities? There could be no need. You understand that the meaning of the festival of Rakhi. All of these festivals also takes place every year. A huge Kumbh Mela takes place where the ocean that the river meets. The meeting of the ocean and Brahmaputra river is famous. The father is the ocean. The Brahmaputra is the first one to merge from him, and there is gradually expansion. The meeting of the ocean and Brahmaputra river can be clearly seen. There the river Ganga and Jamuna, they have meeting in the rivers. Here it is clearly visible that the one river has been clear water and other has dirty water. A Mela takes place every year. Every year people go there to bathe in order to change from impure to pure. You have now at the confluence age. You have truly come and meet the ocean of knowledge at this time. This is the beautiful meeting of the confluence age in which the meeting of the souls with the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul takes place. You children know that all the religious festivals that is celebrated belongs to this time. Today it is the festival of Raksha Bandhan. Baba has brought a few Rakis with him. Now Baba asks you, those who won't have the Rakhi, tie on them too by the Shiv Baba, raise your hands. At first only 2 and 4 raise your hands. The Baba asked again, raise your hands if you want to Rakhi ties on by Shiv Baba. The majority raises their hands. Have you not all become pure? That you need to have Rakhi tie. Bab Dada then asked Mama. Mama replied, the Rakhi has been tied. Just look, Baba was tested the children and you all failed. Mama given the correct answer, the pure anyway, and however the rest depends on the imbibing knowledge. You will continue to receive treasures. You must continue to accumulate these treasures for as long as you live. You are pure, but you staying in remembrance, you make the atmosphere peaceful. You are giving the inheritance of the peace to whole world. You make a promise of pure. You remember the Father in order to spread peace. You know that in whatever extent you remember the Father, you will according to not influenced by Maya. Storm of Maya will also come. The Father teaches you children to become the Trilokdarshi, seers of 3 aspects of time. You understand the belongings, beginnings, the middle, and the end of the drama. You forgetting all fixed in the drama, and this is why I have the come again and teach you children Raj Yoga through people celebrate Shiv Jayanti. They don't know the meaning of it. Baba has brought the Rocky to class with him, and because a new children has come. This is taking the invitation. Baba, I am going to have the Rocky tied to me. Purity is first, and so why should I become the pure and claim your inheritance from the unlimited Father? The unlimited Father says, for a half a cycle you have been flooding and the gutter the poison. There are the supreme depths of hell. You have been flooding for 63 births. So now make promise, Baba, I too will now go to the pure world and claim my inheritance of happiness. However, some are not have courage. This is the Manas Sarovar lake of knowledge. By bathing this knowledge, human beings become angels of heaven. The people of Bharat build temples to Lakshmi and Narayan, etc. But they don't know that why they are coming here. So that is blind faith. The Father has now come to make you children become like himself, master ocean of knowledge. A barrister teaches his pupils and make them become like himself. They all are pros, number wise according to their efforts. Similarly, this too is the study. The main and aim and object has been clearly written. There is also the image of Shiv Baba. However, people don't understand anything. They sing, O purifier, Sitaram. This is the community of Ravan. This is why the Father says, examine your face and see if you have coming 16 Celsius degrees full, completely voiceless. Do you have the faith that you are a soul? Who is the Father of you? That soul. If you don't know him, you are the atheist. In this case, how can you? The atheists marry Lakshmi Anna or Narayan. You understand what is the definitely belongs to the community of monkeys, that you are now belongs to the Vati of marrying Sri Narayan. The Father says, I have come to liberate you from the kingdom of Maya, Ravan. You will then no longer needed to burn and flee of Ravan. This is something to do understood. The more effort you make, the better the inheritance you will claim. Baba can tell you what you have to become according to your present efforts. Nowadays, the death of human beings is very cheap, and then there your lifestyle ends. You will know straightforward that you have been shed those bodies and take new ones. When new souls come down, they are priced a great deal at first. Then the price according to decreases. Everyone has to be passed through the stages of Sato, Rajo and Tamo. Baba comes and make you Sato Pradhan. It is wondered that you many billions of souls have received their own imperishable parts that can be never be destroyed. Souls are such a tiny point that you have their entries, imperishable parts contains with them. This is called a wonder of nature. New ones cannot understand these things. There are very deep secrets matters. Shiva form has been shown in this way. If we were to change his form, people could say that our views and differ from those who rest the world. You are now the listening the new things for the old new worlds. Then after a cycle, it has you become the legend again. Therefore, the Father, the Purifier, made you to the promise, and those who made the promise becoming the masters of heaven. This is why the festival is celebrated. You are true Brahmins. Saraswati has been remembered as the highest Brahmin. Acha, to the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, Love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharana. First point. End your old account of sin and accumulate new account of charity. Stay in remembrance and make the atmosphere peaceful. Second point. Promise to remain pure and tie the true Rakhi on every one and to make them become pure. Blessing. May you become a true server and have a happy temper and by always eating and serving others with the Dil Kush, happy heart sweets. Those who eat Dil Kush sweet every morning at Amrit Vela stay happy throughout the whole day, and others who see it also become happy. The nourishment of Dil Kush makes any situation become very small. It changes a mountains into the cotton wool. So constantly stay away what that must be eat in Dilkush sweet and that you have served to the others. When your mind is constantly happy even in the situation of tears, you will then be said that you have happy temperament. Even your face doesn't serve. Your face reveals the personality of this knowledge. Slogan. Every thought of those who inspire many of make their lives elevated are those of charitable souls. Om Shanti.